we are going to talk about learning through play. Um, Learning through play is a topic that is very dear to me because kids thrive when they play, and it's only for us adults to understand what play is and to understand how children can learn through play. So, first, we can start by explaining what play is. So, in educational terms, play is the way a child interacts with the world. It is how the child, through touching, through feeling, through crawling, they interact with the world and they make sense of the world which they touch. Because they are small kids, especially let's say from 0 to 1 year, they are now learning to understand how the world is, and it is only through play that they can understand more about it. So it helps them understand each other and make sense of the world around them. Play is a process of observing, testing, trying, and enjoying the environment they are in and the people they are with. So this means that when for this part, let me talk for children who are from like less than 5 years. These are children who they've not stayed for so long in this world, so they really don't know much. And it is when they play, like maybe when you throw a ball to them and they touch the ball and they can throw it back to you and they can see you smile. That is when they start seeing that you are happy. It makes them happy. They understand, oh, when the ball is thrown to me, I should take it, I should throw it back. Through this simple thing, it narrows down to normal life situations. It is just like when you understand when I borrow something from someone, I have to return what I have borrowed. You see, like that turn taking part, or that this is not mine, I have to return it. So it is through play that children are able to understand the world, the world or the environment they are in. What is learning through play? We've explained what play is. So let's explain what learning through play is. Learning through play is when children explore, discover, and make sense of the world around them through hands-on experiences. One, it is natural, it is engaging, and it is meaningful. And it allows the children to learn in a way that makes sense to them. Let me give an example. Like, have you ever seen when a child starts to understand that they can open their hands and they can move their fingers? They get really excited. That is why you see small babies try to hold the nose of their moms, or they just try to hold because they've understood that their fingers can open and close. Through these, the activities at that certain age that you can do with your child. One, you can give them different textures. There's this sandpaper. I love the sandpaper. I know most of us see the sandpapers at workshops, but actually sandpaper really helps children. When you start seeing that your child is opening, that is like, let's say from 6 months and above, so you can give them that sandpaper-ish and they touch it. You can also stick cotton wool. You can also stick cotton wool. You can stick cotton wool on a paper and you let them touch it. You can also pour rice on glue and let them touch it. This is making the child to touch different surfaces. And you see, like their hands open and close, open and close, open. They learn to understand the different materials. And this, it stimulates the brain. So the brain starts to understand, oh, wow. So there are different kind of materials. Because remember, when the baby is small, they're only used to the skin, only the mom's skin, and the clothes because they're small. But now, when you introduce these foreign materials to the child, the brain starts to make connections. They start realizing there are more to this. There are more materials to whatever we've been knowing. Yeah. So the next part is, why is play important, or why is learning through play important? It supports the whole child. By the whole child, there are different aspects of child development. We have brain development, we have language development, we have social skill development, emotional development, and physical development. Let's say in play, we're not going to focus on the physical part mostly. We're going to focus on the brain, which is the cognitive development, the language development, social skills, and emotional growth. So, brain development plays building connection in the brain that supports thinking and problem solving. You see, um, there are games. Let's say when you present a puzzle to a child, a simple puzzle. This are from 1 year and above. You start with a simple puzzle, and it is through this simple puzzle of maybe two pieces. Like for 1 year, I prefer the two pieces of puzzles, like maybe a hen and the if it's a hen, it's the head part and the tail part, and then they put together. Through the simple puzzles, they grow, and now they start learning that there are different types of puzzles. See, the brain connects. It is, and children really love repetition. So I'm sure you've seen when you play with your child one game, they really prefer playing it more. It's because the brain first wants to master this. So after it masters the small concept, the beginning, it makes connection to even bigger things. That's why in school we start first teaching children addition, because it is through addition that they learn multiplication and division. Yeah, so we also have language development. When children play, they talk, listen, and express themselves. That's very true. Because if you ever see children play, you can see even, especially when they play with each other, you can see them setting rules. You can see them telling you, you go there, you sit here. It is through this that they learn to interact with each other. They learn to express themselves. You can see if someone is taking a toy that they want, they'll be like, "Mm." You see, they're able to express their emotions. You can tell if they're happy, they're sad, they'll let you know. So it really helps in language development, and this helps in all with children whom whereby you see there's like speech delays. You can select really simple games with your children, and you play with them. You see, as I said, children love repetition. So be mindful and check which type of games your children like, and do that more. Through doing it every time, you help them develop speech, because they'll be like mine. If it's a color, they'll be like red, green. So it helps in also speech development. We have social skills. They learn sharing. They learn sharing, patience, and teamwork. This I can say patience and teamwork is one thing that children below 7 years struggle with, because they don't understand the essence of turn taking, and they don't see why it is not their turn. But through play, especially if you start it at a very younger age, you will see the emotional maturity in patience and teamwork as they grow, because play teaches them turn taking and patience. You see, if they're putting blocks together, sometimes the blocks might be might it's a skill, especially when they're small. Putting the two blocks together is a skill. As they take time to put it together, the patience grows. I don't know if you've ever seen children like playing maybe with the magnetic tiles, and they're trying to build something, and all of a sudden it just doesn't work. They throw everything down. It is because like they're not patient enough. They're like, this thing is not happening as I want it to be. But through that, with time, it changes. So as they grow up, the patient's maturity increases. We also have emotional growth. Uh, Play helps children express feelings and manage emotions. Sometimes, as a teacher, you can really know when a child is going through something, and you don't want to just go and ask, what is wrong now. You first engage a play, and you let the child express themselves. And it is through here that they can open up to you. It is through this that they can tell you what is wrong. Also, as a parent, I do this whenever I see like my child is in an emotional space whereby I just can't talk to her directly. I engage a small play. And it is through this that it helps her to relax and she opens up about what she's feeling. So I can say play really helps in emotional growth. One thing to say is when a child plays, the brain is building connections that last a lifetime. It is through play that we learn most of the skills that we have now as adults. Most of the things that we do now is what we built when we were playing, when we were younger. Uh, for example, I can remember we didn't have as much toys as it is right now, but remember we used to take the tins of things that we used in the house. You play like let's say what is it called? Kalongolongo, like mommy and daddy, those games. It is through those games that we understand our role in the society. It is through those games that we learned how to cook. It is through those games that you become a better mom or you become a better parent. So yeah, play the brain builds connections that last a lifetime. The next one is types of play. We have free play. This is whereby you just put the toys for your child and you let them play just freely. It's just free. You just watch them. You just see how they're playing, how they're interacting with the toy, how they're interacting with the world. We also have guided play. Guided play is when you as a parent or when you as a teacher, you put a game for your child. Maybe there's a skill or maybe there's something that you want to teach your child and you put that game. For me, mostly, there's a language set. I'm going to show you guys as we continue. So whenever I want to practice sounds or I want to practice new words with my child, I do that. I guide her. I don't do it with her. I guide her. I just make sure that she has the language set, she has the sounds, she has what she needs, and I just watch what she's doing. Or if I'm there, I just like ask a guided question like, what are you doing? What words are you spelling? You see, I let her do what she's imagining. So I'm there guiding. Like I know what I want her to achieve, but I don't want to limit her because you see, sometimes what you impose on your child, you might be limiting them. So I just let her explore while I'm there. Even if she makes a mistake, I'm just skeptical. I'm like, but you realize that when you let children make mistake, maybe at the end of the play I correct it. Next time when she plays or next time when we are doing such an activity, she will remember and she'll be like, I remember last time I did this, so this time I remember. So that is what guided play is. Imaginative play is a pretend play. This is where especially girls, they love the dolls, they love the kitchen sets, and for boys they might be they might love superheroes. You see them, mommy, I want to be Spider-Man in. So it is the imaginative play that also you as a parent should join sometimes. I say that because if you become too stiff as a parent, you see like your child playing and you don't want to join their play, you end up not creating a certain bond, and you end up making your child not to reach a certain level of creativity. Because you see, when you join the play, you also come with ideas. There's this thing that my child used to do. She used to go under the table and then she used to call me. So one day I just told her, like, you do know you can just take a blanket and cover the whole table, and that thing changed her whole perspective. So I came to see that when she's mad or when she wants to regulate herself, she goes, takes the blanket and covers the tables and goes inside. So that when she does that, I as a parent, I know something is happening or something has happened. So that makes me know that I should talk to her and know what has happened. So pretend play or imaginative play is very important, both to the child and both to the parent. There's also sensory play. Oh, sensory play is very good and very, very important. I used to do sensory play to my child from the beginning, I guess from when she was like a week old. I don't think we have time, but maybe Cowdence, you can give me a chance next time. I can do the development thing for children from 0 to 12 to help parents who have maybe newborn babies or something, to help them know the kind of games they can play with their children. So I used to do a lot of sensory, the touching, the exploring, the playing with the rice, the whatnot. Sensory play really helps the brain. As I told you, it helps the brain to connect, because here the child is exposed to a range of different textures, to a range of different colors and whatnot by the time they are 12 months. So from 12 months, by the time the brain is making connection, your child is way ahead. So even when they start schooling, you'll see the difference between how someone who's not done sensory and someone who's done sensory, you can really tell the difference, because it makes them become independent. Each type of play supports a different area of development. So any play that you do, just know it supports a different area of development, from social to cognitive to emotional. All of them are covered whenever a child plays. So so there are some types of toys that you can use for your child for the different areas that I talked about. We have cognitive toys. So we have puzzles. If your child is small, start with the easiest puzzle you can get. From 2 pieces to 3 to 4, as your child understands, you go. We have the shape sorters. As you can see now, by this time, your child will learn. When you have the shape sorters, your child will learn shapes, your child will learn colors, and your child will learn to sort them out. Because as you see, there are different colors and there are different shapes, and you put each one of them in different places. So these are activities I love, because they cover different. You have one toy, but with very many different activities to do. We also have the matching games. Yeah. So when you have this, whenever you see color, whenever you see a shape, you just know your child can sort the things into different colors. Your child can match them. Your child can say the colors. So you are sort for the day if coloring or matching is your intention for the day with your child. We also have type 2 sensory. This is the sensory I was talking about. You see, the first one is called a board game. This board game has it has different games. There's the opening and shutting of the door. That is a skill that your child should know. There's this fidget spinner. It rounds like this. Some have clocks. Some have different textures. Some have the games. They learn how to do music. This second one has a place where you can put a ball and then it rolls and goes outside. So this sensory thing helps your child cognitively, because the brain now starts associating it with the world. You see, like the one that has strings, the child now starts saying, this string is here, my shoes has strings. The one that has a lock, some doors, the child starts saying, if I can open like this and close, that means the door opens and closes like this. The one that has a zip, whenever your child has put on a clothes that needs to be zipped, if they can zip and unzip, they learn it. When they put on their clothes, they can zip and unzip. So that is what sensory does. It really helps with cognitive. This other one, the textured toys. This one, as I told you, it helps with the feeling. Children really learn a lot by feeling. Remember, you can use rice, you can use beans, you can use spaghetti, you can use macaroni, you can use sponge, you can use buttons, you can use sand. If you don't have sandpaper, you can use sand. Just put glue and then sand. All of this, you can do them at home. And then the other one is sand water play. There's sand, whereby the children learn how to scoop. Remember, scooping is a skill that if they play with the sand, they're able to scoop. This you can do when your child is even like 9 months. And by the time your child is like 1 year or 1 year and a half, they'll be able to feed themselves because they understand the essence of scooping and pouring, scooping and pouring. And with water, let me tell you, parents, whenever your children are small or even big, water is one thing that really helps children to learn. If you see them playing with water, never get mad. If you can stay there and just watch them play, so that you can feel they are safe, the better. If you can take them to a swimming pool and play with them, the better. Water is a very good activity to play with, to let your child experiment with. Uh, the best thing about sensory is it stimulates senses and improve focus and calmness, especially helpful for children with ADHD, autism, or dyslexia. Just give me a minute, my laptop is almost switching. So the next category of play is building and construction toys. We have the building blocks, we have the play pipes, and the magnetic tiles. The building blocks, I'm sure you know them. The building blocks are, some of them are the blocks that you can put together, but there are some like this one I've put here because I want to talk about these particular toys. These particular toys are open-ended toys. I call them open-ended toys because they're very important. You see, they don't limit your child. Some blocks can limit because you see you have to put them like this together. So if it means that if one is not shaped in a particular way, it can't enter the other one. But these ones, they are open-ended, they are wooden, they are open-ended. Your child can create as many stuff with these building blocks. And then we have the play pipes. These play pipes, when put together, your child can create from cars to any creative thing that your child has in the brain. We also have the magnetic tiles. If you can buy the magnetic tiles in place of the building blocks that you put together, I love that. These magnetic tiles are very good with children. I love them because I have taught children who've bought this when they were small, and now one is 7 years, and you can't even imagine what they make with. Like you can just see how creative and how imaginative the children can be. So if you can buy these magnetic tiles, the better. It can make the marble run. It can make so many different things. We also have the language set, the one I was talking about. So I have this one that is sorry, we are talking about now here language and literacy toys, where we have the language set, the ABC blocks, and the flashcards. The language set is very important. I took a picture of what I have. They really help your children in reading, writing, spelling, and knowing of sounds. Because and they are two-sided. They are two-sided because they both have small letters and capital letters. So whenever I use this, it helps your child know how to write their name, know how to know their sounds. So if your child is struggling with knowing sounds, you can use this. And the ABC blocks, same. We make them arrange ABCD for memorization or for understanding of the alphabet so that they can be able to read. So this is also another good set. We also have flashcards. Flashcard is like for the monkeys. Like they see a monkey, they say monkey. So through that, they're able to help in their speech, their vocabulary, and in their reading. So yeah, those are examples of language and literacy toys. We also have pretend play. Pretend play improves creativity, logic, and motor skills. We have dolls. Girls love dolls, and I love seeing baby girls playing with dolls, because you can see how creative they can be, from how they want to dress them, they want to make dresses, from how they make them their babies, how they can make them their sisters, their friends. So if you can buy for your children as many dolls as possible with different textures, with different colors, with different hair types, so that they are able to be as creative as possible. For the girls, you can buy the kitchen set. For the boys, you can buy the fixing set. This really helps them to reach their full creative capabilities, or their full imaginative capabilities, because whenever they play with this, like especially for the boys, you'll see many of them like fixing, like doing what, and then you'll be like, no, stop doing that. But when you buy them such a toy, whenever they see you fixing, they'll just come with this, so they'll feel like they're helping you doing the same thing, but they're playing. And as they grow up, these skills really come in handy. And the last one, we have the creative set. The crayon represents the colors, any type of coloring activity. One, I say for children, when they're small, you start by giving them something to color. As they grow up, you now reduce it. You can maybe give them a paper one day and let them draw and let them color, or you can just give them a plain paper and let them express what they think. We also have the Play-Doh. Play-Doh is very good. I like it because once the child touches it, it helps them. The touching is very important. The texture helps, and it makes them creative, because some children can create objects with Play-Doh. Some just by rolling, it really helps with the fine motor skills, especially in writing. If you find that your child sometimes is not able to grip a pencil, or has trouble in holding, just let them roll the Play-Doh like this. You can start with small Play-Doh, and as you go thickening the Play-Doh. So a thick Play-Doh really helps, just by rolling like this, or by rubbing the Play-Doh like this. And then the next one is painting. If your child is small and you are afraid that maybe they might eat, you can use yogurt, or you can use flour. You just put food color and you put it for them in a plate, or just a surface, and you let them just touch and play. As I said again, Prudence, maybe you can look for time you give me to talk about that 0 to 12 years, because that's how you make the test safe things for children, and I can talk more on that. So points to note about play. Educational toys turn simple moments into powerful learning experience, because when a child plays, the brain is working. Whenever your child is playing, never see as if it's time that maybe they should be doing something else. No, every time that they're playing, it turns into a very powerful learning experience. You might not know, but that time the brain is learning something very important. That's why I even encourage teachers, if there's a teacher here, always include play in your teaching. Always let the child play, always let the child touch, always let the child just experience something, because it helps the brain to connect. A child does not learn because a toy is expensive. A child learns because the toy allows them to do something. Especially, like, let's say the magnetic and the pipe straws. Those toys are very good, and you might see like, oh, they might be expensive or what. No. Just look at what is the outcome of the toy. And sometimes we as parents, we might find ourselves buying very expensive toys, and just because you don't know what that toy does, you might end up buying an expensive toy for no reason. But if you buy something relatively educational, and it's a toy that is educational, even if it's expensive, it allows your child to do something better other than an expensive toy that is not educational. When children touch, move, sort, and explore, their brains are actively building understanding, not just memorizing. And as a teacher, I really look not towards memorizing, but understanding. And that is what educational toys do. They help your children understand. And because they're not only using it once, as I said, children like repetition, especially with the language set. Just don't do it today, or just don't. And when you do it, don't make it look like it's you are really teaching them, or no, you just you play like a game. You say, come today, let's make this easy words. You can also model it, because children love it when they see adults doing something. So you can also model, maybe by making your name. You say, look, see, I've made my name today, and you'll see your child will want to make, will also want to do her, her name or his name. So it is through this that your child not only memorizes but understands, and that is the main essence of play. Play helps children to understand and not to memorize. Our role as adults, as a parent and a teacher, our role is not to control the play, but to support it. Never control your child's play. Always support it. If they want to make a birthday card, if they want to make uh, just something, if you can buy the crayons, if you can buy the manila paper, please provide, and just step out and just see how your child is going to create such a beautiful thing. And this is where we create, this is, I feel like when children know that you trust them, they become very confident. Even in school, even in their studies, they become confident because they know my teacher trusts me, my mom trusts me, my dad trusts me. So they can conquer the world when they know that the people they look up to trust them. Um, what we can do as adults is provide safe, engaging environment. Assess the environment where your child is playing. Always make sure it's safe. Make sure there's no danger thing lacking anywhere, so that they can play freely. Always ask open-ended question. Don't ask your child, which color do you like? That is not an open-ended question. You can ask something like, which color is that? And you let them say, you just hear what they say, because you ask like an opening question. Which color is that? Or how many colors do you know? When your child starts answering through because when children like it um when you just say something, they'll be like, oh, I know mom is listening. So through that, they will let you know which color they like. They will let you know a lot of things if you just ask an open-ended question. Never go like direct to the point. Observe and guide gently. Let's say you're playing coloring games. I know how difficult it is, especially when sorting colors and you see your child putting yellow on the red part. Most parents feel triggered. Please never be in a rush to correct. First, let them finish. Then after they're done, that's when you can ask, do you think all the colors look alike? That's an open-ended question. It's not like this color. I'm not saying this color is not supposed to be here. No, I'm just asking. Do you think all colors are matching? They will look, and then they will see, oh, I put this color in a different part, so they will correct themselves. Yeah, so we don't need to have all the answers. We just need to create the space. Yeah, and thank you so much for attending. That was my time for today. If I can throw it back to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Sheila, for this unique education about children and their learning through play. Myself, I've learned a lot, and I hope other participants also have learned something, and maybe now I should give the floor to other people if there's anyone who wants to add on what Sheila has said. I know we have teachers in the room, but also if we have questions, it's the time now to ask Sheila, as we have about 10 to 13 minutes. So I welcome anyone. Yes, someone has raised the hand, please. Just put on the mic and speak. Muke.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheila, for the presentation. It is so deliberate. And my name is Muke Joachim. I work with Chanunga Child Development Center in Fort Portal. And I'm stationed in one of the primary schools where we are handling a number of children with disabilities. And majority of the children with disabilities having autism. And most of these children, most of the things you have been explaining really are supportive to those children with disabilities. I've been interacting much with most of the teachers who are handling beginners, especially the nursery teachers. And this issue of teaching children through play has always been a focus to ensure that these children are supported. However much, sometimes we have always been getting challenges, more especially in terms of training the teachers on board on teaching children through play. Some of them still think it's a wastage of time because they always focus much on the academic competences, and they look at a child should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they fail to integrate it in the teaching and learning process. I know it might be a same case in Tanzania. But here, what I'm just sharing is that here, what we have always done is we are now teaching teachers, on how they can integrate the competences, the academic competences through the best way of learning. Otherwise, I really appreciate the presentation, and I'm so happy. I'm glad with it. Kindly also share even the slides so that we can always keep reviewing about it. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Muke. Anyone else?
Just a quick question. Where are you joining us from, Muke?
I'm joining from Uganda through the organization Chanunga Child Development Center. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Are you in our support group maybe for future sessions?
Yes, I'm in the support group, and I'm also in the dyslexia group.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone else? So Sheila, how can a teacher now balance the formal teaching requirements and curriculum goals with the playing?
I can say as a teacher, you need to be very creative and you need to be very open-minded to know how you can incorporate play together with play together with education, right? Sometimes we have matching, okay? Let's say for especially the kindergarten. Let's say you're doing that, you're matching, you're teaching about matching. The normal thing that a teacher does is you print out something. Let's say you print out a worksheet that has a ball that you have to match with a ball, that has a pen that you have to match with a pen. You don't have to do that if you have some things in class. Let's say you have the same ball, you have an open-ended toy, you have the shoeless game. You just put them there. You just put two, and you have your children around, and you ask them who can match. You first start by doing it. If maybe you're matching the shoeless game with another shoeless game, you match them together, and then because most classes I've taught don't have like very many children, you might make sure you have something for each child to match. So when the child are just seated together, and together you as a teacher, you are there with them, you are able to incorporate the play there. Okay, like that is for the small ones. For the big one, let's say it's mathematics. For mathematics, let's say you're teaching about division. That is in grade 2, grade 3, you're teaching about division. You can make it as very practical as possible. You make the whole class stand, you divide them into groups, or we have counters nowadays. Using counters is also a form of play, because remember, they'll be touching. As I said, something that children will be touching, placing somewhere, that is play. So if they can have counters whereby they're able to move the counters, that is something that means that through moving the counters, the brain makes connection. That means they will be able to understand what division is. That means with time, as they're growing, when they reach grade 3, there are some divisions that they won't need counters. They'll be able to do them off head. That is for grade 2, grade 3. Let's go to grade 6, grade 7, when they're starting to write stories. We have this thing called a story map. There's this story that I really like to use with children. I don't know if you remember, there's this movie called The Hand. You can just do that. You can act it in class. Remember, acting is also a form of play, because one child will say, you can watch the whole class come up with a script, or you can watch the whole class come up with a story just by you giving them something like The Hand. So as the whole class comes up with a story, you act it out. They all understand how a story begins, what is in the middle part, and how a story ends. So that is how you incorporate play. You incorporate play in teaching. Most teachers, they hear play, they think it's the normal play, but something small an activity that a child has to do is play. Yeah. And by the way, I'll also be selling some educational toys like the language set. I can send them through the group. So on which event? On 1st May, there's that event. Yeah, so I'll send it to the group, and maybe you can pre-order so that I can know maybe how many of the things I'll be having I'll come with when I come.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shayla. And I think we don't have more questions. As we are closing, I should thank everyone of you for being part of the session. And I hope we've gained a useful insight on learning through play. And I hope from now on, we'll make learning fun and meaningful to every child that pass through our classrooms and at home also. I wish you a good night, and let's see each other next Tuesday.
Before we call it an evening, I wanted to say that nowadays children are attached to screens, and this is having a a bad impact on their eyesight. And for us to limit screen time, I think using these items for playing, they can do them more good than harm compared to screens. And just to say that I don't know if you got it well, that Sheila is going to have these toys during our talent show gala, which is happening on 1st of May here in Arusha. So if any of us parents in the session and even in the group who are interested in the toys, just know that they will be available during our talent show gala on 1st of May here in Arusha. So you can pre-order so that Sheila can bring as many toys as possible. I have seen very interesting toys in your presentation, Sheila. I cannot wait to grab mine when you come over for the talent show gala. Thank you so much, Sheila, for your time. You've shared quite a number of insights. And I'm just wondering, sometimes as parents, there's so much that we don't know. When you are teaching, I'm like, okay, I have children and I don't think I've been doing what you're teaching us as parents. So more grace, more grace. Once we know, we can be better parents. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Next time, please, let's share the poster and have many more people join. Muke, thank you for joining. I hope next time you will share this poster in your country so that we have many more people joining from Uganda. And those of us in TZ, please just be sharing the posters so that we can have many more people join. Yeah, thank you all and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good night, everyone.